work around Yellowstone if Yellowstone can find a way to be contained.
For people that have followed the kind of movies I want to be a part of, I was going to let them know, no, I'm not doing this.
The Yellowstone star has finally confirmed all the suspicions. Though rumors have it that he left the show because of some heated war between he and Neal McDough, few others believed greed pushed him beyond his limits. However, the long-hidden truth has finally been brought to the open eye, making viewers question all they once knew about him. What has Kevin Costner been hiding? And could it be his hatred for Neal that made him dump Yellowstone? Join us as we expose how Kevin Costner finally opens up why he refused to work with Neal McDonough. The real reason Kevin left the show. Vibrant, full of energy and positive demeanor, his unmatched, lovable character has attracted a wide range of audience to Yellowstone. But it seems all these love were short-termed to end in the dust, as Kevin Costner decided to discontinue the show without considering his fans or viewers.
Yellowstone, that beloved series that I love, that I know you love, I just realized that I'm not going to be able to continue season 5B or into the future.
Sadly, it has caught the attention of the media why he left the show he so much loved. In some random interview with his ex-friend Neal McDough, some shade of truth has been documented by the media about the real face of Kevin Costner. Speaking of his professionalism and energy, Neal left no stone unturned to praise Kevin. He shared how he loved working with him, especially how they connected perfectly through their acting roles in Yellowstone. According to Neal, Kevin was someone he believed would go far and beyond just to ensure he performs perfectly in his role and his viewers are happy. Money was something he'd never expected would come between him and his passionate acting career. However, this proved him wrong, as Kevin fell short of his expectations. But he feels it doesn't change the fact he's a human, and humans have flaws. Neal revealed why Kevin Costner refused to work with him anymore, because he knew Kevin wanted to discontinue the show, with which he wouldn't ever support him on that idea. According to Neal, Kevin knew how much he loved and respected him, beyond just the show. He knew how much he loved his personality, and wanted to work with him at all cost. Yellowstone meant everything to both of them, because he loved working with Kevin, and Kevin loved working on the show. However, things screwed up a bit at a rising conflict between them, with many details about the conflict still hidden from the media. At first, Neal felt he was the problem, not until he found out that Kevin was also having issues with Taylor Sheridan, one of their colleagues on the show. However, Kevin has debunked these widespread claims about him as false, and tried to prove himself to the media that he's nothing like what he's been described as, and pleads to be heard by publicly addressing the rumors against him. Kevin Costner finally opens up why he refused to work with Neal McDonough. According to him, he had new role in his Western part, the iconic American Saga, and that's why he couldn't share himself in parts to function effectively in both. Kevin also noted that he initially wanted to see how to effectively work in both, until he saw the producers didn't release the script on time. But were these statements true, or was Kevin only trying to hide behind his guilt? Neal McDough raises questions at Kevin's true intentions. Despite the immense love and respect Neal has for Kevin Costner, he has pointed fingers at the iconic actor's true character. He challenges Kevin as greedy, as he went further to bring up additional statements behind the reason Kevin doesn't want to work with him. According to him, Kevin had additional conflicts with the producers of Yellowstone, and he wanted to keep it hidden from him. This pushed Kevin to sign out of Yellowstone, even though he knew how everyone was going to miss him on the show. The tragic news that befell Neal and a lot of other co-actors in Yellowstone was that despite leaving Yellowstone to invest over $20 million in his new movie, it got him a disappointing $12 million. The shame got so unbearable, and that was why he decided to try to see how he can reconcile the statements issued out against him with a convincing lie to gain the favor of his fans, viewers, and the media alike. This proved successful as a lot of people got the ticket to his high-profile event in his new show, but still didn't raise as much money as he invested his time and money. As time went on, Kevin's fans fell for his dramatic emotional apology on the reason he left Yellowstone and started directing the blame at the innocent co-creator who previously worked with Kevin on Yellowstone. Most fans and critics have pointed fingers at Taylor Sheridan, who has written all of Yellowstone's scripts since Season 3. Taylor has been blamed for the sole reason Kevin left Yellowstone. He was also accused for being the reason behind the conflict between the two friends, Kevin and Neal. According to fans, Taylor failed to produce the scripts on time whilst Kevin was trying to co-manage his both roles in the both shows. But amidst all the disputing rumors, Taylor proved himself innocent by issuing a statement claiming he was too busy at the time with multiple shows and projects. Additionally, he added that he was stretched at that time and just couldn't fill up to handle the script. Yet, the angry fans of Kevin seem to hate Taylor, despite his innocent reasons. Amidst all these, Kevin kept quiet, allowing Taylor to be the attention of the angry viewers. And when few fans dared to raise a question at the real intent of Kevin, he combated it with the emotional drama of his tragic divorce with his loving wife. Why did Kevin divorce his wife? And could the divorce really be what contributed to his refusal to partner with Neal anymore? Kevin's widely disputed marriage. Born in Linwood, California, and grew in Compton, California, Kevin was not academically inclined in school, but his interest in the 1962 debut movie How the West Was Won inspired him to look out for Western films and see how to get into the industry. Despite losing a lot of confidence when his dad's career progressed, he went to seek advice from people like Burton, who showed him a career path in acting. At the time, he was scared of getting into the industry because he feared becoming a negative attraction to the media, as he always watched celebrities and asked Burton if he could become an actor without any problems. But Burton agreed, which later became a lie, as it is quite evident how Kevin fell to the public scrutiny of the media due to his turbulent personal life. Getting married was easy to Kevin, and he believed love doesn't exist until he met Christine Baumgartner, who changed his narrative for a happily ever after. Everyone knew Kevin's tragic ex-marriage was like a storybook affair. With the rising attention from the media due to Kevin's open display of affection and love to his ex-wife, many believed their marriage wasn't going to last long. But it did last beyond the imaginations of fans, until an expected issued divorce in May 2023. This divorce almost destabilized Kevin as his ex-wife, Baumgartner, refused to move out of his house and requested for a $10,000 moving allowance, as stated earlier by Kevin in their prenuptial agreement. This initial statement was followed by another $30,000 for a rental home. This conflict didn't go down without the interference of Kevin's lawyer, who ordered her to leave before the end of the month, giving Kevin the peace and happiness he sought. Intrigued by such audacity, the media raised questions on how they really met and why Kevin picked someone like that, but the red flags were already there from the initial stage of their meeting. Baumgartner has initially proudly told Kevin if he was going to be with her, children were going to be out of it as she doesn't love children. But Kevin felt there was going to be an iota of hope when she gave birth to Syedette Wyatt 3 years after they tied the knot together. This followed with a joyful celebration at the welcoming of 2 other children, Hayes Logan and Grace Avery. Baumgartner, alongside her 3 children, have been a major support to Kevin not until she filed for divorce, leaving Kevin shattered that he was cleaving to dust all along. However, Kevin's representative shared that the dissolution of the marriage was as a result of the circumstances beyond Kevin's control that transpired between him and Baumgartner. After the series of heated monetary argument and proceedings between them as handled by the court, their wedding was finally officially terminated on February 16, 2024. But the heated battle didn't end there. Kevin claimed that amidst his mind trying to process how to sort out Yellowstone, his ex-wife requested $248,000 per month in support of all the 3 children they have together. Kevin originally had no problem with the children's support and initially proposed to pay $38,000 every month, in addition to 100% certain related costs associated with raising the children, including health insurance and private school tuition. However, this amount, according to Baumgartner, was insulting and demeaning, as that amount seemed less to raise the children. Sources from People, a widely known magazine, claimed that Kevin still tried to hold on and see if their marriage could still work amidst the divorce because of how much he loved his ex-wife. But this didn't go without a legal war, as Kevin was then ordered to pay a visible amount to take care of the children. This made Kevin believe that Baumgartner had always intended to leave him even before the divorce drama. This was proven by the discovery of an expensive vehicle bought by his ex-wife on a cash advance months before their separation. Amidst all these, fans believe it's of no doubt Kevin couldn't have been in the right state of mind to go on with Yellowstone. Going through with all these makes some fans believe that it's natural for Kevin to cut ties with everyone, including Neal McDough, which resulted in his refusal to work with him, because he'd undergone a serious trust dilemma and definitely wouldn't have picked someone like Neal to trust. But then, is Kevin Costner really a greedy guy? And what has his life been like before and outside Yellowstone? Philanthropic Ventures of Kevin Costner. Kevin Costner took on a widely respected award in Kansas City, Missouri, by the National First World War Board. Around the spring of 2011, he dubbed 2 radio spots for the museum that were aired on the Kansas Royals radio network. Before then, Kevin was named a ceremonial Grand Marshal of the NASCAR Cup Series Auto Club 500, which took place on the 25th of February 2007 at the California Speedway. Kevin wasn't as selfish and greedy as many claimed, due to his selfless help to assist in the production of NASCAR documentary The Ride of Their Lives, which was released in December of 2008. And it was discovered that he had been assisting the NASCAR media group long, even with projects not revealed to the public eye. Due to his selfless attitude, Kevin got honored again with an iconic title as the spokesman for NASCAR Day, which took place on May 15, 2009. The next day, on the 16th of May, he took up the responsibility of performing in the infield of Charlotte Motor Speedway, well as also participating as an honored judge in the second Judge Yearly Victory Challenge before the 25th reign of the NASCAR Sprint All Celebrities race. In 2015, Kevin assisted in co-authoring a book with Baird John, ardent researcher Meyer C. Stephen, and illustrator Rick Ross.
Kevin Costner and John Baird, co-authors of the new adventure novel, The Explorers Guild, Volume 1, and this is huge.
The novel, The Explorers Guild, A Passage to Shambhala, a hybrid and amazing adventurous book filled with intriguing graphics, couldn't have gotten the attention of the public eye without the help of Kevin, who has a lot of wit and humor. And it was quite evident the book wasn't boring because Kevin played a role in the documentation of the book. Kevin later assisted in co-authoring another book, Tool of Titans, by Tim Ferriss, where he gave logical advice that kept many people hooked on the book. Over Kevin's career, he'd received a lot of wide accolades and recognition for his energy and vibrance in acting. This awards includes 2 Academy Awards for Best Picture and the Best Director for Dances with Wolves in 1990. This award was followed by 3 Golden Global Awards for Dances with Wolves, Hatfields and McCoys in 2012, and the most recognized award of Yellowstone in 2023. Kevin also received an amazing Primetime Emmy Award for being an excellent lead actor in a limited anthology movie, followed by a 2 Screen Actor Guild Awards. Kevin Costner wasn't just an amazing philanthropist, actor, and excellent team player, he was also a good leader with amazing business interests. But these have been questioned by the media, why a good leader couldn't resolve the reason he doesn't want to work with Neal McDough. A lot of people still believed those philanthropic acts were for the recognition, and leadership was something they believed he lacked. But was Kevin really a bad leader? And how has he led people over the years? The leadership and business interests of Kevin Costner. In 1995, Kevin got a company that was developing machines that separates oil, based on a patent he purchased from the United States government. The machines were initially developed for a commercial interest until the shocking spill of the Deepwater Horizon oil, when 6 of the machines were then taken from Ocean Solutions, a company in which Kevin had a share of interest because of its late testing in late May 2010.
Norman, earlier today, the Army Corps of Engineers told BP they took a look at the technology behind this machine and believe it works. Now BP is getting ready to deploy 6 machines for testing purposes.
On June 16, 2010, BP, who had initially taken 6 of the machines from the company Kevin had interest with, got into a lease with Ocean Solutions for 32 of the oil-water separation devices, yet Kevin said nothing and hoped the issues could be resolved soonest. However, it was discovered that Contiguous Spirun and Baldwin Stephen had initially sold their interests in Ocean Solutions in the middle of June that year to another investor in the company. When all seems to be going well, they then filed a lawsuit in the District Court of Louisiana, claiming over $10.6 million for securities fraud and impersonation. According to the lawsuit, Kevin held a secret meeting with BP away from their knowledge, which resulted in a whopping $18 million down payment on a purchase which cost $52 million. The lawsuit also claimed that after the down payment, another investor came to use part of the money from the down payment to purchase their shares, excluding them from the profits made from the total sale. The lawsuit went further to accuse Kevin of coming up with lies and a convincing statement to the media to hide his guilt and prove his innocence in the whole situation, which denotes a greedy and bad team player, as recognized by some fans. Even with these statements issued by Kevin to declare his innocence, the lawsuit claimed that Ocean Therapy and others in the contrary, including Baldwin Stephen and Contiguous Spirun, were lied to, that BP was still trying out some of the machines to see how functional and effective they are, and was not yet ready to lease the machines. BP also told them to calm down, that an investor purchased Baldwin shares for over $1 million and Contiguous shares for $500. This angered them to push the lawsuit further until the federal jury of Louisiana deliberated on the matter in June 2012. After deliberating on the matter for less than 2 hours, the federal jury rejected Baldwin and Contiguous's claims to reimburse Kevin and other defendants in the case for all the costs and emotional damages those lawsuits had caused, proving him innocent. 8 years ago, on June 6, 2004, Kevin had opened Tatanka 1 mile south of Dreadwood, South Dakota, on Route 85 of the United States of America. According to him, this grand opening was a hope that it would be an emotional and educational place for people to get to the knowledge of America's westward expansion. This got promoters to advertise the place as a 3,800 square foot interactive center that comprises exhibits, retail, food, beverage areas, a small theater, and some spaceable offices. Kevin had initially opened this place as a Midnight Star casino and restaurant in Deadwood, 1991, where he hired Carla Caneva and Francis to manage the establishment. Giving them the sum of over 3% share of their ownership, together with awesomely paid salaries and bonuses, it was natural for Kevin to believe there was going to be a smooth running of the restaurant, not until he fired them without any reason, of which till date he refused to disclose to the media why. Their employment was sadly terminated in July 2004, bringing up an agreement for a peaceful disassociation, which went down with a decline. Kevin then angrily dissolved the partnership and hired an accountant who determined its fair market value to be over $3 million. The Canevas then filed a lawsuit against Kevin and forced him to buy their shares based on double that amount or sell the company on the open market. Given justice to their pleas in court, they won in the lower court. But on Kevin's appeal, they lost in the South Dakota Supreme Court. After the legal war, Kevin was forced to close the establishment in 2017 and finally sold it in 2020. From there, Kevin later joined Woody Sears's new audio entertainment travel app, namely Hear Here, as a co-founder, investor, and as well, a podcast narrator, though some of them had doubts in him and felt he might be greedy later on. Kevin was part of the team who narrated some of the audio stories provided by the iPhone subscription app for travelers covering road trips across the U.S. to people who were eager to hear about other people, places, events, and histories encountered during their adventurous journey. What were the political aspirations of Kevin Costner, and how has this changed what the media view him as? Political activism of Kevin Costner. Even as a child, whilst growing up, Kevin was known by some people as a supporter and a close ally of Ronald Reagan, occasionally playing golf with the former president. He was also known as a Republican. In the early 1990s, he switched his career affiliations and has always been a devoted financial supporter of a variety of Democratic politicians since 1992, including Tom Daschle, and have been a great contributor to Republican Phil Gramm as of 1995. Around 2008, Kevin publicly announced that he had no reason to run for a political office because he believed in a peaceful, quiet life away from the noise. However, in the last days before the U.S. presidential election of that year, he campaigned for Barack Obama, going to various places in Colorado where he lived. In his speech, he declared and expressed the need for young voters to rise to the polls early enough with vibrancy, energy, and enthusiasm. According to him, he was supposed to be part of the majority to change the world, but sadly couldn't because of his generation's slack. However, he strongly believed the next generation would be better if they arise early, so to help them correct their errors. 6 years later, around October 2014, Kevin sent a tribute to British troops serving around the world in appreciation for their dedication and selflessness to service. He knew how they sacrificed just to maintain peace and kept up and envied them. This sounded strange to haters who felt he wasn't peaceful due to the crisis between him and Neal. In December 2019, Kevin endorsed presidential candidate Pete Buttigieg at a rally in Indianola, Iowa. Later on, Kevin supported the later presidential candidate, Joe Biden, and participated in narrating a commercial for Sholton DJ, the then Democrat running for the United States House of Representatives from Iowa's 4th Congressional District. In 2002, Kevin endorsed Republican Liz Cheney for re-election for the year's state's House of Representatives in Wyoming. Do you think Kevin refused to work with Neal McDough because of his greed? Or was it because Kevin has never been a good team player? Share your thoughts with us in the comment section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.